derived from the 12 juz, inshallah. So the 12 juz consist of pretty much all of Surah Hud and Surah Yusuf. So Surah Hud tells us stories of Prophet Hud, Prophet Noah, Prophet Salih alayhi salam, Prophet Lut, Prophet Shu'aib, and Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And the main message of this surah is to tell us what happened to those people who did not accept God's message of Islam. The warning in Surah of Hud is that one should not delay in turning his back towards Allah, because we will never know when death will come upon us. We should try to mend our ways as soon as possible. If we do not make use of our opportunity, we will be given a harsh punishment, the hellfire. So what is most significant in these stories of the Prophet Lut, Prophet Musa, Prophet Shu'aib is that when Allah puts his punishment among these people, he does not care who it is. Like, it could be the Prophet's wife, it could be the Prophet's daughter, it could be the Prophet's son. No matter who it is, if you do not believe the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will be given that strong punishment. So moving on towards Surah Yusuf. Surah Yusuf is basically devoted to the entire story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. And the story covers his entire lifetime, from the moment that he had the dream about the suns, the stars, and moons blowing down upon him, all the way towards the point where he became the king of Egypt at one point and reunited with his family. So there are three main lessons that we can learn from the Surah Yusuf, which are: 1, to stay away from jealousy; 2, practice patience; and 3, to practice forgiveness. So I want to speak more on jealousy for now. In Islam, jealousy is the most forbidden emotion to feel, as it eats a person's iman and it corrupts his heart and soul. It makes a person forget their own intentions, and it makes them concentrate on the negative aspects of their life. So just like Yusuf alayhi salam's brothers who were jealous of his relationship with Yaqub alayhi salam and decided to part them from each other, that hatred and jealousy basically led them to throw Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam down in the deep well, and which basically was an evil action incited by shaitan, and it caused problems later on in their life, and it made them lose respect in the eyes of Yaqub alayhi salam. So whenever we feel like someone else has something more than us, like a nicer house, nicer car, we should always start off by saying MashaAllah. And not just that, but we should also make dua for that person and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us more as well. And may Allah accept our duas for that. Ameen. Moving forward is a lesson of patience in Surah Yusuf. So Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, he faced a lot of hard times in the hands when he was thrown in the well, when he was a slave, when he was actually sent to prison for not losing his modesty, when Zulaykha, who was his owner's wife, seduced him for not basically doing wrong stuff with her. And he never thought about taking revenge from his brothers. He never thought about taking revenge from his brothers or Zulaykha or anything like that. And he always had patience inside him. One of his biggest tests was the fact that he could not see his family for a lot of years. And Allah had inflicted that test upon him. And that was a test of patience. And he passed that test because he always kept his trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He practiced Islam, he preached Islam, and to the point where one day him and his family were reunited back in Egypt when the brothers came for food and for crops and so on and so forth. So whenever we get mad at other people or whenever there's a hardship upon us, we should always remain our trust steadfast in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make sure that we do not give up on our faith mainly, and we do not blame anyone else for our actions. The last lesson I want to touch base upon is forgiveness. So forgiveness is very hard, but it is highly encouraged in Islam. And forgiving the ones who have hurt us, and it is a very beloved act by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yusuf alayhi salam, who forgave his blood brothers, who basically threw him down a well and thought that they killed him, he basically forgave them. He gave them money, kindness, compassion, a place to stay in Egypt, and a lot of love, even though they did him very wrong. So with that being said, if the Prophet can forgive someone like that, then we should be able to forgive our brothers and sisters in Islam too, who do us wrong day by day with small things. And forgiveness is indeed a great virtue and a great quality of a Muslim here in Islam. And with that being said, I want to conclude my talk by saying that let's make the most of this Ramadan by removing jealousy in our hearts, learning to be more patient and forgiving those who have wronged us. Jazakallah.